Map of this best of two. Enso versus Copenhagen Wolves. We just saw Copenhagen Wolves win with a 16-12 scoreline here on the first map of their map pick, DE Overpass, and we're going into train Enso's map pick, their chance for retribution, and they just took the knife round, so they're already on the road to that. Of course, I'm joined with me today by Volty. What's up, my man?
Oh, not too much. Waiting for Copenhagen Wolves to get stomped. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not sure yet because Enso has been delivering before. I wouldn't want to say this is a game entirely for them, at least a map entirely for them, but one map in which I think they can definitely deliver. We'll see. I haven't seen them on this map ever before, so yeah, let's go. Copenhagen Wolves. They do split up. There's already one out on yard, like on the A yard. Zelensky goes in for one though. That's gonna be a reply across the map. Glaive with that Glock 18 coming through on Ivy. Ooh, not spotted anyone out. Flames goes in for the kill though. Snappy will be ahead up. Flames is incredible right now. I don't know what's going on. Glaive will be going in for replies though. SMF and the gang coming back into this, and Flames will have to 4K this to even win the round. So at the end of it all, it's all coming down to Flames here, and he will be going down to Glaive after picking up that USP. Absolutely incredible. Copenhagen Wolves coming back from such a... I want to say, when you have a shocking player like Flames coming through, especially in an area like Drop, and no one is really expecting him to make what he did, try and just rely on the fact that Copenhagen Wolves wouldn't want to push that. You know, try and rely off of their fare, pretty much, because Copenhagen, you know, looking at Copenhagen Wolves, they were pretty much stuck inside Ivy. Rally.
But just pistols brought up for the Enso side. Glaive is going to be leading things off over towards 8, dropping out a pop dog, so first kill coming out here for the terrorist side. Enso, of course, just on these pistols, going to be at a bit of a struggle here. We all see Krieg grab his fallen teammates. Deagle there, do a bit of damage onto Hunden, but by and large right now this round should be going fairly easy to Copenhagen Wolves. Only player with any potential to shut down is Flames there, because he has a bit of armor to work with as well. But right now, it's looking fairly clear-cut for Copenhagen Wolves. Already having a man advantage, you know, working their way up towards a push onto the site. These SMGs are going to tear apart these armorless players.
Have a lot of respect though, and as they're getting spotted, they're going to be going on contact. Milensky though is in the other position. They know this, and they're ready for it, but it doesn't work. Milensky's just there with the USP, I was about to say, but that's a P250. Goes in for the headshot on Hunden. Glaive with the AK-47, make that a second for the round. 18 HP remaining, 2-on-3 situation. Smoke going down, flashbang in his hand. And that bomb is just across the corner. They will be going in for the plant. Snappy picking it up. And looking at that, Copenhagen Wolves, they do have a good positioning here. There's no way in the world that Arrow is going to be able to come through. Nah, he's heard, so very well played. Once again, Enso, they're on this pistol round. They're going only with pistols, and it still works out fairly good for them. At least they get 2 kills there, so it's not like they're dead after this round. It's, you know, they make some small cash here and there, and they not only that, they damage Copenhagen Wolves' economical situation at the early stage of the game, especially on that T side. You will need to do so against them.
A bit of aggression up towards Ivy to kick things off. Percy's going to be holding it down fairly well. Krieg does get a refrag though, and Percy will fall off that dink. They're from Milensky, and we will see Enso give up the A site completely. Copenhagen Wolves allowing to get that bomb plant as well. And now 3 of these players are stuck towards Ivy, and this is where the meat grinder comes into play. Volty. Snappy's just going to be holding it down with an AK, doing excellent work against these armless players. Flame going down on the site, and Arrow, he will be following very shortly, I'm sure, coming up from over here. Will be challenging Snappy. Should be able to get this pre-fire. Does land it as well. AK secured, but not for long. This Hunden. He gets that revenge frag with the AK there, and Copenhagen Wolves are on to a 3-0 lead here on this terrorist side.
Looking at the double op setup, Milensky and Arrow, I'm really curious on how they're going to be working this out. They've only got 1 dev kit as well, Kree right there, so they're focusing a lot on, you know, pushing them back early game here. Copenhagen Wolves tend to play very slow, at least when it comes to even meeting pistols here. So, just judging by the fact that they do those small things, I do believe that Enso will be facing some huge issues here, unless you push the slow way around just these small corners here. Glaive will be allowed to pass one of them really safe. But I'm really curious, at least with the AWPs, how they're going to be playing this out. They will be getting out. Flashbang is going to be making sure that SMF spots a player out. Flames going down. Glaive and the gang coming through. 4-on-4 situation. Good equalizer coming up, but Glaive, he doesn't give a... I don't know what He goes in for that kill either way. Arrow falls down, 3-on-3 situation. Make that a one-man advantage for themselves if they go in for another one. Glaive, ain't no problem, makes that another one, makes that even another one. I'm feeling like DJ Khaled right here.
Yeah, definitely. So Crete going to be lost alive once again here for the city side, and pushing back into the site. We are going to see Copenhagen Wolves with good afterparts here, pretty much denying any ability to get back on this and get a defuse. And SMF, his AK one taps are going to be the death of him. 4-0 for Copenhagen Wolves hit, and so they're going to be down on the eco once again.
I love how Crete always tries his luck. Like, you know, he did some sick stuff in the earlier games that we saw yesterday, or not yesterday. When was it? Wednesday was. Where, you know, he did a lot of jump shots and whatever. He really tries his luck every single time. You saw that, you know, he was jumping just across the train. He saw that head. He instantly sprayed just to make sure that if there is a head to pop when, you know, why not test my luck and see if I'll be able to... What? Elmo and Crete, you are not human.
Great push there to shut down Copenhagen Wolves, and right now this eco is going pretty fabulously for Enso. They're already in a 4v2. Copenhagen Wolves do have control of the B site though, and plenty of utility to work as well. Glaive getting that bomb plant, securing them at least a cast injection for next round, but right now Enso, despite their great efforts and good start to the round, it's looking like a bit of a deficit. This Glaive is going to be the last one alive. No Molotov for that bomb plant. It's not even a default spot here, so should be a fairly clear cut round, but actually wait, no kits on Enso. This could be difficult for them. All he has to do is take single engagements, so he should be able to come out on top of this. Will we going for the peek here? Flash going out, but oh, it's not great. Gets rebounded. Smoke going out as well, but there's still 2 players to deal with. Picks up the first one, and now it's just basically 3 rounds for Copenhagen Wolves. There's no way that Melanski's going to stick this, and even if he does, there's not time. Glaive going to go for the peek, clears it, knows he's not going to be holding the bomb, and now going to be spotting out that final player. No armor as well to work with, should be able to glock him to death, and he does do so. Glaive takes that kill and takes a round there for Copenhagen Wolves. 5-0, so very dominant here on Enso's map pick.
And it's really rare to see that, you know, the smoke that Glaive put out. Oh no, Jesus, my voice. The smoke that Glaive put out works in favor of anyone standing in that position, because obviously you've got that diffuse that might come down. Then again, he just sprays through that smoke, gets that first kill, makes sure that, okay, the last player alive probably hasn't got the time, because I at least haven't heard any death noises, right? No one is defusing, so by just having the game sense, he works that out perfectly fine, even though he's smoked out. So, 5-on-5 situation, Glaive, AK-47, reloading, and Enso are just playing this very safe play. I love that they're splitting out all over the map, having one player inside of the connector area, Z area, whatever you want to call it. Just making sure that, okay, if this is B, I'm really close by. And if this is A, we've got 4 players on that A side instantly as they push out. So, just very good positioning coming up here by Enso. We will be seeing if it works out, though, as Copenhagen Wolves will be executing not only from 1 position, but from 3, I believe that is, because they've got 1 player towards that B side, and if he pushes at the same time, Enso might be faked here, and I think that's the whole idea of this all. Unless, no, actually not. Copenhagen Wolves, they've got players towards Ali, and no one has made any noise towards B yet. That not being the bomb, this might be a B. A fake, actually. Kree goes in for the first kill. Snappy knows that he's just across the corner, but he doesn't want to take that peek. He doesn't want to show himself off, knowing that, okay, in a long-range position, I'll need to hold my mates coming up from Pop. Milensky with another one. Hundem falls down.
Oh, but this push out of A long, not going to go too well. Snappy gets dropped there by Kree, and there's 2 players remaining for Copenhagen Wolves. Glaive pushing out onto the A site here. Corden, Pop Dog, this isn't going to be a great position to hold off, but the smoke is going to be a little bit of a safe place for them to work their way out on towards the site. And Milensky holding things down. Glaive takes a return frag onto Fokin, but there's still 3 more to deal with here towards the back of the site, and still 1 more rotating in. That's going to be Flames, of course. And Glaive really not going to be looking too good for him. He will get shut down there by Kree, and Enso, they do take their first round there on the board.
And I think after this round, if Copenhagen Wolves, I'm not sure if they paid very well attention to how Enso were rotating over to that A side, but if they did pay very well attention, they would know now, or at least by now, how they're standing. And I think that that will become a problem here for Enso in the upcoming future of this half. Now, looking at this round, obviously, they've only got pistols to work with, so not expecting the best to come out of this. Obviously, potentially a plant. I'm saying that there could be a plant, because they've got that flashbang, and as you and I already mentioned before, at least I think on in Wednesday's cast, we were talking about these rounds where you don't even invest anything into anything when you know that you could have at least got a pistol or a flashbang, at least on straight Glocks, and that's good for Copenhagen Wolves. They know how to make us satisfied, right? Arrow and Flames. We'll be going in for the first few kills. Wolves
Oh
coming
my
through.
God.
100? Yeah, that's really sick. Losing to Glocks, bruv.
Losing to Glarks. And either way, Snappy going to be alone once again. Takes the Tech 9 for his efforts, but right now, the only person he's really going to be able to pick up is Aero, and Falcon's going to be the one to challenge us here with the AK, with the M4, sorry, but jumping, that's not good timing for him. Gets finished off there, and Snappy not able to grab his rifle despite no one holding the angle there towards the drop, the stairs area. How is he even getting damage off right now? He's done a lot onto Malensky. Aero, again, still very low on him, so he should be able to find that kill, but the Crete is going to come from the flank. The only player with any potential to hold him down, and then so they're going to take 2.
To be fair, like Kree, overall, during this entire time that we've been casting them, lately, Enso, I feel like Kree has been the player that he really takes his time to make moves that are so important and so key to not losing rounds that should be theirs at the beginning of it all, but could be lost due to small mistakes being done by the rest of the teammates. So Kree really saves rounds by doing such things. Then again, I think there's a lot of IGLing coming into play here on Enzo's team. I think definitely Kree is a key player to keeping this team alive in rounds in which Copenhagen Wolves, they have potential to take this back, but even though it looks like a round for Enzo, just Copenhagen Wolves might just smack them down out of nowhere. Percy looking into the skies, looking at the birds. We'll eventually be pushing over, jumping over, seeing if there's any offers or anything. That smoke lands perfectly for him to do so as well, so we'll be throwing over a Molotov. Not a lot going on across the map right now. Copenhagen Wolves, I think what they're trying to do here is finding a new way of battling these members of Enzo. We'll be able to pass the smoke as it's favored for himself. Malensky will be going down due to that matter of fact beam, but no! Oh my god, he had such potential, goes down. Glaive and the gang, they got that offer, misses out on the first shot. Snappy, it will pay off clean only for Enzo in this scenario. That AG landing perfectly for him. And make that a no-scope arrow. Incredible 3K coming up by then. Oh my god. Would you believe it? Whose phrase is that, by the way? Would you believe it?
Oh.
Tosspot, is it?
Yeah, Tosspot. Oh, I think. I can't exactly remember, but I do. It is someone's.
We're too young for
stealing
that.
someone's, yeah, man. But either way, double player on the Enso side. We got pistols and a deagle, of course, here on the Copenhagen Wolves. Percy going to be picking that one up. Bit of money for him. Oh, great shot though. Cree shuts him down through the smoke. Enso looking quite good so far. Already in the man advantage. And the main threat from Copenhagen Wolves is down and out for the count here. And we will see the B-Rush come into play. Flames still not spotting out Hunden here over on the push now down below. And he will actually push up towards upper as the players come filing out. Hunden shuts him down there. They should be able to go that M4 as well to work with. And Hunden pushing very aggressive in towards the connector area, trying to catch a rotate frags. Instead, he's going to hit a shot off, but not going to land actually there onto Aero. And it's all down to Snappy. Gets a shot off, but not going to hit anyone right here. And this isn't going to be a too effective save, but at least they got the bump on for their efforts. Bit of money for the next round.
Well, what's funny here is that Copenhagen Wolves, they've got no idea of how Enzo are positioning themselves. It looks like literally what Copenhagen Wolves is doing right here is that they're pushing out to sides, they're using their own standards, they think that that's going to work against Enzo. But at the end of it all, looking at Enzo's positions, they're playing on that CT side. They've got such a good rotation going on right now. They've had that for 4 rounds in a row. I think, yeah, 4 rounds in a row. Even that defuse coming down in this round. Like, over and over again, it just comes down to Copenhagen Wolves. They need to get that info before making their next move. And I feel like these pre-peak positions, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Sure, they win a duel here and there. But at the end of it all, rotations are everything. And Enzo win it thanks to that. Now, Flames will be going down. And they do still have a lot to explore as they push over towards the CT side of this map. And this time they actually do go a little bit more offensive. Not only just one player, but the rest of the team. They've got 2 players here this time holding it off, knowing that there's people coming up from behind as well. So they've got those players up behind. Snappy going in for the first.
Oh, Glaive with the flank.
Oof, that's a good position.
Yeah,
Still goes down.
Not going to last for too long though. Aero shuts him down there, and we're into a 2 versus 4. But going down over towards the A site, we see Kree and Aero just gets dropped and completely overwhelmed by Copenhagen Wolves. 6 rounds here.
And I think that's what Copenhagen Wolves will be needing to do for the entirety of this last part of the half, pretty much, is that if you want to win this, then try and push them as much as possible, because as long as you're pushing Enzo far back from the site, there's nowhere for them to get through unless they meet you, right? So This is really just logical play that needs to come into sense for Copenhagen Wolves, unless they're lucky enough to find them on their positions, and this time they do. Melansky will be going down just in time for them, and that's just timing for y'all. SMF with another timing for you all right there. So Copenhagen Wolves really thriving off of small mistakes here by Enso as they go a little bit more offensive this time, trying to get the info. Not entirely sure what the idea was right there, but Arrow will be going in for one. And it's a 1-on-4 situation. It should be impossible for Flames.
Yeah, he's just going to attempt to save this. Whether he's even going to get away with it, I'm not too sure. Picks up SMF, but the flank comes out and he'll get dropped there by Glaive. So right now, Copenhagen Wolves looking good here on the C side. Again, CT side of map, and they're already 7-4. So Enso going to have to be ecoing yet another round.
Enso really should just stick to their standards right here. Try and, you know, switch up a couple of positions, but not entirely push your enemies, because obviously in this scenario they're playing with pistols, so it doesn't really matter. They didn't invest too much. They try to get a couple of frags here and there, but in the upcoming rounds, I think just staying on your positions, not necessarily forcing your enemies back as they're playing on that T side, waiting for them to cross corners and get those kills instead, will be an alternative that just works in favor of you.
Oh my god. How is he allowed to do that though? 5 players and none of them shut him down there. Bit of damage onto him. And Snappy is going to pick up that first kill of the round here as they work their way out on towards the B site here. CT's coming in for some refrags, but as you can see, it's not going too well. Creed's going to be dropped there on Glaive. Lovely AK shot to finish things off for Copenhagen Wolves. 8-4 right now.
Now we'll see about this round if Enso actually steps this up. Cree supportant. Oops. He say. Supportant. What does that mean? Do we have... Maybe that's a swear word.
Yeah,
Curse
sure.
word.
Yeah, don't read that stuff in chat.
No.
You don't know. Just in case. But nice nade there coming onto Snappy from Cree there from Ivy, and so just holding passive as Copenhagen Wolves are playing a very split based strategy. Not many players grouped up together.
Cree's really eager to get that information early. Flashbang coming out just to make sure that whoever is behind that smoke is whitened out for a while. Make sure that they're limited to the revision right there. SMF going in for another one. Flames will be going down. That's a good reply, but it's not across the map. It's not given any more anything else like here for Copenhagen Wolves to work with. I mean, SMF is already low, down to 13 HP. Snappy's down to 68. So in this scenario, I just say that Enso, play behind the walls of this map, try to wait for your enemies to come, don't push them too much, and that's exactly what they're doing. It looks like they're listening to me for once and for all here. Caster's Curse isn't with us today. Finally, Hunden here will be pushing though. Gets...
Oh my god, great
They
shot.
talk about his one-taps! Look at that, Percy will be going in for the plant, and what an incredible one-tap, turning things around, twisting it, and tumbling it to the ground. What is this? Snappy with an incredible performance. Will be going in for... I think that was only one frag. Then he went down to Arrow with a AWP, retaliating. Honda will be going in for another one though, and that's going to be Arrow going down. So just time by time, I feel like Copenhagen Wolves are really thriving off of once... Obviously, here in the scenario, they were unlucky. Enso, obviously, they had one member to get one tap by Hunden, who's, by the way, a god. But in those small situations, I feel like they need to find solutions, get into that side again, because they can't only have one member that is centralized around one side. They need to have more members that at least can get in there before people execute, and that's a big issue here. Foken obviously pushing. They've got only pistols to work with, so a couple of frags here and there is good for them. Copenhagen Wolves, though, they've got the patience to wait for them to come up. Milensky going in for one, but will be replied instantly by Hunden right there. Spray coming up by Percy, 15 HP remaining. Should be a kill for them if they push offensively here. Kree will be doing so, but Percy will be denying him through the smoke. I love the respect that Copenhagen Wolves has.
Right now, I just don't see much chance of Enso coming really back into this. We do go into the last round of the first half, so already into some difficult territory for them. They have to pick this one up. A 4-round deficit is not going to be good enough. Switching to T-side train, they're going to have some excellent strategies. Bearing in mind this is their map pick, so you know the T-side may be polished, but the CT side definitely needs some work, is all I can see from this. But maybe a
couldn't
bit of
agree more.
a B-side play is going to be coming into play for the Enso, for the Copenhagen Wolves side.
Waiting for the execute to happen, and here we go. Glaive and the gang, they will be pushing out, going in for the instant headshot. Snappy with EWP on a long-range peek, goes for the kill on connector. Hunter will be going in for the plant, and look at that 3-on-5 situation, just as easy as that. Enzo has got no idea of how to get into this site anymore. Percy and the guys, they've got full control. Pasha Bicep said it before. Snappy and the gang, there's just no way. Yeah, they've got every single one of them. They can't even push. There's just no way for them. Even if they do, they don't even push. They try to back off. Copenhagen Wolves, they've got this under control. It's just... in this scenario, Enzo, I feel like obviously they're on the CT side. Sometimes it's going to be hard to get in and back into the B side. Obviously, since you're pushing through a lot of squishy areas as you're pushing through. Obviously, connector being one of them. Not only that, but CT only got 2 doors that are the size of a body in this game. So that in itself speaks for itself. But trying to line up in a different way after losing that amount of rounds to Copenhagen Wolves would have been the best alternative for them. At least in my opinion. 4-11 doesn't look as promising as you thought it would, especially not when it's their map pick.
Oh, there's aggression. Oh no, Copenhagen Wolves, they were not expecting that. Picks up the first one. Glaive, he will land one, but Milensky, he's right back with a double kill, and we're going to have to see SMF really unexpected position, actually playing very far forward here towards Ivy, but they will catch him out as he backs off their 3 players of Copenhagen Wolves over towards A, and then so they're going to be allowed to do whatever the hell they want. Backing up towards the B site here, and you have to see Copenhagen Wolves hurry up and adjust, because you can just see 2 players up towards Ivy. They're really... I'm not sure what the setup is from Hunden.
And this is what's dangerous as well, is that Copenhagen Wolves, they've only got 1 player circulating around that A site. In this scenario, it's going to be really risky. Obviously, if they go down pop, that's going to be the risk that I'm talking about. But they leave that A site completely clean, going through towards B. They know that their spiner senses are tingling here. Enzo and the gang coming through. Percy here with a USP, going in for a couple of small taps here, and there goes in for the first kill. Flames dinked down, or actually shot down, with a headshot right there, but looks like a promising round for Enzo to take home at the end of it all. Hunden has got that death kit, so if he gets these kills, which I highly doubt that he will, with only 19 HP remaining, he could have been able at least to go in for the defuse. But Milensky will be finishing him off, making that 5-11 win in the pistol round. And I'm not sure, would you call these consolidation rounds? I'm really unsure of what I want to call these, because
Oh no, definitely not.
No.
Well, basically, what to say is, of course, yeah, they had a terrible CT side, but they're definitely by no means not out of this competition. Of course, if they can just start racking up, a couple of rounds on the board, they'll be fine. If Enso win the first buy round, they're going to be up to, what, 8? And 8, 9? So they win this, they're up to 6. They win the subsequent anti-eco, they're up to 7. They win the first buy round, up to 8. Then they win the subsequent anti-eco, they're up to 9. That's 9 rounds. So they're definitely not out of this fight. They just need to get together a few rounds in a row, and then after they win that first buy round and the subsequent anti-eco, they then lose a round. They can, attempt to reset Copenhagen Wolves, which will push them back up to, a 12-12 scoreline, which won't be too much of an issue. And that's going to be what they're aiming for right now. And so, want to get up to that 9-11 scoreline. If they do lose one, it's not too much of an issue. Copenhagen Wolves will take 12, and so can then pick up another one, which will then, reverse it back. So they'll be able to pick 2 rounds because of that, because they'll win the buy round, they'll win the eco. The anti-eco, and then they'll be up into another buy round, and that's when it gets difficult, because you get to a 11-12 scoreline and it starts to get pretty challenging. But either way, they can easily equalise the score without too much of a hassle here on the C side, and you can see they're on a great start to attempt to do that right now. Hunden looking away at the wrong time, will get dropped on by Flames, and he's going to go down. Percy and SMF, great 1D there from SMF, will drop Falk in there, but Cree, he's right back on him, and Percy got to be alone, 1 versus 4. Dink onto Cree, but somehow doesn't follow up.
Percy here with a P250. Oh, Milensky, you've got the timing, you've got everything in your hands. Small choke on that. Spray still gets the kill though. Percy, I think he was a bit stressed out right there as well, so. Yeah, and as we mentioned earlier, obviously Enzo will be able to take this one. Hopefully at least they'll be able to take this one home again. Flashbang on Percy here. You never know what he can come up with, right? He's been... And Hunden as well, with the 1-taps that we've seen. I wouldn't doubt a second that this potentially could be a slaughter. But, nope, they've got spray weapons, right? So Kree and Falcon will be will be making very good use of this one push in favor of themselves, obviously. Coming through towards that A side, they know that Percy's only here. And coming through to connector, he'll be playing... Ooh, and I'm thinking... I thought that was actually going to be a fake flash over towards Pop, but seems like it wasn't. P250 coming through. We'll be going in for the first kill. Could potentially get the other one as that plan goes down. No! Just in time. And not allowed to get the second. If he'd get that second, I think... Honestly, he'd be... Yeah, okay. I was all wrong. I was all wrong. I thought that there was one nade that he wasn't going to be able to buy here. But he gets that full kit either way, knowing that he didn't buy the head armor. So very smart of them to... Obviously, it's not like it's a big thing nowadays. People know, but...
Oh, but this double stack, this Ivy push, look at this from Glaive, he's actually boosted on top of it, he doesn't realise there's a player pushing right below him. I'm not sure who that is, but he spots out Kree regardless, and Kree's going to fall, but there's still play, he's pushed all the way behind him, that's Fucking, they don't actually know. Fucking's playing this perfectly, allowing him to push him, will finally go for the peak, shuts him down, that's a nice refrag there, and actually capitalises it again over towards the A site, taking out Snappy as well, and that's an absolute great play from Fucking, not instantly refragging there, completely unexpected position, and it works out so well for him, and he's going to be able to push through the smoke spots out Hunter as well. That's 3 kills in the back for Fucking. There's still Percy and SMF to deal with though, and they are both rotating back towards the A site. Percy coming in through connector, and SMF, he's already deep up on the bomb plant, and the bomb's going to be attempted, but Milensky, he shuts him down, and Percy will fall as well to Aero.
3 out of 5 kills, and all of them inside of smokes when Copenhagen Wolves had no vision at all. Literally,
that's how you play.
Yeah, that's how Enso plays, at least now. Works out in their favor. Not sure why, and this is, once again, individual decisions pretty much from Copenhagen Wolves, is that, you know, you push so many smokes, 3 of your players individually decide to go through a smoke. It will become a problem, so obviously you don't get the same kind of information inside a smoke as you would dying from somewhere else. Percy will be going in for the first kill. Arrow will be going down, Falcon. AK-47 going in for the first. They will be opening up this B side, but still a 3-on-3 situation, and they do have 2 kills so far on the CT side. Copenhagen Wolves making that another 2-on-2 situation. Oh my god, and I think they can take this one home. Milensky, P250 and AWP in hand, is switching over to the AK-47, and I think actually now that the T side has got this under control, unless Glaive comes out with something massive. He's inside of the smoke, utilizing it to the maximum, trying to see if he can get any information off of this, but Milensky is still playing this very passive and respected play, knowing that, okay, Glaive, he's one of those players that I wouldn't want to meet right now. He's just turning around, dangling and dancing around the site, but he will be shot in the back if Milensky times this just right. Glaive picks up an AK-47, and oh my god, he just crosses this corner. This is just... Oh,
this is horrible.
No. But no, this is... I thought this was gonna be the play, but no. This, yeah, hey.
It's going to be old-fashioned retake, and Glaive is going to have no armor to do it. Double flash from Milensky, and this should be fairly simple for him. The only advantage Glaive has is his position. Milensky, look at this. He's going to walk right into it. He has his aim right, but either way, Glaive is going to get shut down there. So again, lack of armor is going to come back to haunt him, and then so they take 9 rounds here. So as I said, getting up to the 9-11 scoreline, Copenhagen Wolves will be able to go for the bye now.
This is where they do invest a couple of dollars into 2 def kits here. They necessarily don't need too many flashbangs or smokes to work with, judging by the fact that they've been so offensive in the early beginning of the rounds that, okay, they might as well just use them to delay pushes here and there. Enso really pushing at the late game of it also. We'll see if Snappy, and again Percy goes in for that first kill. Glaive is still in a close position. He's been there before, so should be readable by now, but Snappy was on a long-range peak, so maybe that just fools him. We'll see. Enso will eventually make a couple of steps happen. Kree backing off slowly as he sneaks, but still he jumped. So knowing now they have the information, this is where Enso, they're really just playing around with what they can do off a sound. Obviously, they've got utility to work with if they want to execute into a site, but not only that, they need to use their steps and in favor of themselves to fake Copenhagen Wolves and to believing that either it's one of the other sides. But they've got that bomb drop. It doesn't really look like Enso knows what they're doing. It's just waiting for Copenhagen Wolves to make that first mistake, and it looks like almost Snappy makes that first mistake, but yeah, really slow plays. Enso eventually looks like they want to execute into this A side from 3 different angles, one being alley, one being pop, and one being main. Coming through though, there will be a Molotov just stopping them from doing so. Oh my god, they were just about to push, but that's such a waste of nades for themselves. Enso, they don't have too much more to work with right now. They need to get forced out into the side. 16 seconds remaining. What are they doing? Is this Navi?
Oh no, it's not going to be going too well for the Enso. Got 1 player left, he gets 2, but SMF going to be right back on that frag. And Copenhagen was 12-9, finally halting the comeback from Enso. They tried so hard, got so far, but in the end, Volty, it doesn't even matter. That's 5 rounds this T side, and they're finally going to get shut down. But they still have potential to come back in. They have the buy up here, and if they reset Copenhagen Wolves, this is going to be fair game.
Actually, I am. They could possibly, and this is where Copenhagen Wolves, if they do, which I highly doubt that they will, but oh, actually not. Percy proves me wrong right here. I was gonna say that they weren't gonna make any mistakes pushing offensively, meeting any Enso players, but looks like they want to get offensive, and you know, it might pay off clean, it might pay off bad. We'll see. In Enzo's favor, obviously, because they're just waiting around every single corner for the CTs to make a first mistake here. Glaive going in for the first mate, that a third. What was that? What a spray down coming up by Enzo. They will be going down. Percy here with the A1S. Yeah, Flames. You know what? You know what? He knows that you're there, Percy. He knows that you're there. Snappy, AWP will be getting the information. Just spots out the hand. We'll be going in for the kill. Make that another one. Almost. Oh, Percy will be helping his mate this time. And they just trade information like that. Get the kills. And it works out perfectly for them. And Enzo, not winning that round. Not allowed to, reset the bonus at least for Copenhagen Wolves here. And we'll see about Enzo in this round. Because obviously they don't have much money to work with. We will be seeing an investment here on a scout. And a deagle on Flames head armor intended. So I do believe actually this could be a round where Enzo could shock us. Then again, it would take a lot of skill here, obviously making that first kill count, but I don't think so. They do show off too much information in the early beginning of this all.
Falcon gonna receive a bit of a molly there, shuts down to low HP, does get the trade on Snappy, great shot. Copenhagen will hold this thing down, and so working their way up towards Ivy once again, but it's not going too well. Falcon is trying to repeat with his scout, but he's still yet to land a frag as Milensky is going to be alone over towards B upper, and Percy's going to be chasing this one down. You can see aggression with this AK here. Milensky might get punished for this. Deagle in hand, and it's not going to go very far as Percy, he finds that aggressive shutdown kill, and Falcon going to be last alive once again. Tries to shut him down, does get the kill onto Percy, and should be able to grab this AK, but no, he wants a scout today. That's his favourite gun apparently. But again, 20 HP. Hunden's going to be trying to get this push up, and oh my god, what a Hunden move. Falls down, and he's going to get hurt there by Falcon, but only 45 seconds left on the clock. And no one holding any more aggressive positions. Hunden finally makes his way up the ladder. He's got his training. He knows what he's doing, and Falcon still going to be here with a scout there, but both missing each other. This is a very slow play. I'm not sure what Falcon's trying to accomplish, really. If he heads over towards the A site, he's going to have no time to get this round.
And all I'm thinking is here, if he goes in for the save, 1.15 is that, $1.15. It's not, what are you going to do with it? What, you're going to play that scout again after, potentially getting enough money to buy? Yeah, okay, Hunden gets him, so it's like Copenhagen Wolves, they give him that. They know that, okay, Falcon, you're going to need this money either way, go for it. And they do pick up that AK-47 on them. This is where I do believe I heavily favor Enso right here, because obviously, sure, they don't have all the utilities and everything, but they've got 2 ops on Copenhagen Wolves here, and I think that might be the issue. If we just see Enso going in for that first kill, pushing offensively, close range battles are so hard with those AWPs, and they do go in for that first round. Make that another one. Falcon, insane with that AK-47. Kree, once again, behind Electric, going in for the kill, spots one out through that smoke. Hunter will be going down, 2-on-4 situation, and once again, they haven't used a lot of utilities here, but they did have a double op setup. That first op going down will also, SMF actually goes in for the kill just as I mentioned it, but it will result in a slow-paced play coming up by the Opera unless he picks up a weapon quickly. Kree eventually gets him after picking up that one weapon, and Milensky will be finishing off the round with Percy going down. But that's a risk, you know, on especially train, where you might need to move really, really quickly, is that if you have two ops, is both of these ops are really limited to what they can do because of such open areas. You know, you have to check every single corner out, every single area out, every, you know, little, what is it that you say, nooks and crannies or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of those areas out. And it's so hard to do so with an AWP, especially on this map, unless you have a set position that you can get those kills in.
But either way, this is a very key round, of course. This is the round where Copenhagen Wolves can shut down Enso. If they get this round, it resets them and then pretty much forces them to win this map. But if they lose this, Enso, they're going to be back on the victory run, forcing themselves up to 11 rounds, and then the anti-eco that put them up to 12. So Enso, they want to get this one. Snappy's going to not allow it as he shuts down Fokken over towards Ivy. First kill to shut down on the side of Copenhagen Wolves, so it's a 5 versus 4 hit.
More provocative play coming up here by Percy using those flashbangs. Actually, Milensky was about to back off, but just stays because he saw that one flashbang. Percy utilizing that in the best fashion.
But here we go, being push coming underway. Percy and Hunden got to hold this off. They've got to do massive damage here as we see the first drop into the site. Flames goes down. Hunden's still got a lot to work with. And again, they don't know his position. They don't finally find him there. Might shuts him down. Milensky, sorry, not Might. Percy gets back on him though. And we're down into a 2 versus 4 and not going to go very far. Percy will finish things off with SMF. And Copenhagen Wolves 15 to 10.
Yeah. Then look at the money of Enso. This should be pretty much GG. But then again, we never know, right? Enso are... They have won rounds like these before. I'm not saying that they could do so against Copenhagen Wolves, but what I'm saying here is that Copenhagen Wolves, they've got that double up set up again, and it will be forcing them to play a little bit slower when it comes to doing the retakes and, you know, overall rotating. But Glaive finishing off with that first kill will be replied instantly by, I think that's Kree, yeah. So just a small 4-on-4 situation. Good trade coming up here by Enso as they know that they will need it. He goes in for another one. Look at that. Snappy goes down. And that's the op drop for them. SMF, if he ever wants to go over to that position, he'll need to play that safe. And look at that. He's in a really safe spot where he knows that he has a set position. But as soon as he starts moving, he's really limited to the plays that he can do. Looking around every single corner to make sure that he'll be able to get that kill. And he goes down thanks to Kree playing an incredible role and just in that position as well. Milensky helping him out with that Tech 9. So just good play coming up here. Copenhagen Wolves will be going down in that round. And I'm not really sure the economical situation of Copenhagen Wolves. It has been reset bonus wise, right? So 2.4k in the next round. It will be, I mean, they don't invest into any utility at all here. Then again, maybe they're not expecting themselves to win just this particular round.
Oh, Flames, he should be able to get the spray down, picks up one, team kill comes out, he takes 2 more, and now it's all down on Hunden. But look at him, he's come out from the flank, he doesn't even realise they're over towards that. Cursed did be the angles, and Flames is going to take 4, almost the ace, but the team kill's going to deny that. Copenhagen was obviously not wanting to give him that. And the round is going to go to Enso here, trying to bring this back yet again, but Copenhagen was going for this shoddy buy here. They have shoddy buy, they haven't got a whole lot. And he gets to work with, I guess, but not a lot of utility to say the least.
Now, this is where you could go in for a quasi, I'd say at least. You know, to make sure that you actually win this game. Not necessarily risking it just because you think that you might win. But then again, we'll see the result of that. Flames will be going in for the first kill. Hunden falls down. SMF with the first kill on arrow right there. But they just go in for frags after frags here. And there's just no utility to hinder them from doing so. Snappy with that... Ooh, with that A1S, I was about to say going for a double kill, but just only one. Flames is still there, and they push through. Kree with another one. Glaive falls down one by one. It's a trade game going on in this entirety of the round. 2-on-1 situation, and Percy only has one flashbang to utilize. And I don't even think he'll try and do that. I think he'll be able, or at least try and just hold that bomb. 7 HP remaining. It's gonna be hard.
But the issue is he wants to take one of these kills down before he actually commits himself to holding down the spot. If he can get one early kill, turn it into a 1v1, then it's doable. Then he can just work his way around the map and do whatever he wants. But now, taking a 2-on-1, as you can see, it's not going to go very well. They're going to be able to rotate. And that wouldn't happen in a 1v1, hence his peak in there.
I agree. Look at Percy though. He picks up a couple of things here on his way. Just so good. This is something that I don't see particularly often from semi-professional teams. Copenhagen Wolves, and I'm not saying that they're one, but something that I don't see from a lot of teams like Enso is that you go for those nades. You know that okay, there's a couple of nades here, right? There's a smoke, there's a Molotov. These are very key for me in the next upcoming round. Let's go for them. Something I definitely haven't seen, at least in the Nordics, the semi-professional scene for a while. Now we will be seeing them down to a very low budget. So if I'm not sure how this is gonna work, but it'll take a miracle for them to win this round. Enso, or a big mistake from Enso, obviously.
Yeah, they've all got to work around Percy here. He's got to do all the damage with this AWP. Rest of them, his pistols aren't going to be too great to work with. Again, with the lack of armor, it's going to be an issue, but this should be very difficult for them because Enso, they've already made their way out on the B site here, so be able to get this bomb plant and great after plants is going to be their name. But Percy's coming in with the AWP. He's picking up that first kill. Melansky will fall, and actually Copenhagen Wolves, despite not having anything on their side, if they can act fast and act together, they should be able to get this. And Percy, he's actually going huge here for the Copenhagen Wolves side. Already picked up 2 kills. He's trying to go for a third. Molotov goes in deep, and they've actually grabbed some rifles here. Snappy takes 1. This could be doable as SMF. He drops another Cree, takes a refrag, and now it's a 2 versus 4. And Copenhagen Wolves win this on a full eco. The defuse is getting stuck. Snappy should have it. The Hunter actually showing defusing 4 seconds. And SMF, he finishes things off. Copenhagen Wolves full eco, and they take the round there, 16-13. That's a best of 2 concluded for Copenhagen Wolves. That is the win.
Yeah.
Volty, what the hell happened?
I don't know. I just think Flames, I think the idea was that Flames, instead of just staying on that side, he was going to turn to pop and then come up from connector, which he did, but it took too long, and they already, when he came around, all of his members had died, or his teammates had died, so when he was there, he was left alone, and they were already on that defuse. There was no way for him to spot the diffuser out. It's a good way to play that B side, but